Question 41. A bicycle will complete one full in 2 seconds. Calculate its angular speed and velocity. So viewers, calculate this question. Welcome to Learn with Israel YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be treating episode 3, which will be from question 41 to 60. It comprises of 20 questions per episode. So you can see this number right here. If you are interested in joining my tutorial, just chat this number on WhatsApp to join the tutorial and check the description of this video. You will see a quiz link, so make sure you participate in the quiz so you can test your ability. It is JAMB based or JAMB practice question. Make sure you practice the quiz so you can test your ability, and you can also check the description in order to join my channel, my WhatsApp channel. So once I drop new quizzes, you'll be notified. You can also participate in it. There are quizzes on English, physics, chemistry, biology, JAMB novel, and the rest. So make sure you join the channel. So once new quizzes drop, you'll be able to participate. So back to the question. A bicycle, it is not bicycle. Bicycle is in Nigeria English. It is pronounced as bicycle. Well, this is not English. This is pieces. Let's dive into it. A bicycle will complete one full in 2 seconds. Calculate its angular speed and velocity. So the formula for angle, we need to know the formula first. Make sure you find a note to jot the formula I'll be giving you guys today. So the formula for angular speed is 2 pi over t. 2 pi over t. So our angular speed equals 2 pi. Our pi is constant. Pi can be 22 over 7 or 3.142. So we'll be using 3.142 because 7 divided by 22 is 3.142 all over. What's our time? Our time is 2 seconds. A bicycle will complete one full in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds. This one full means a revolution completed one full. Means a revolution completed in 2 seconds. So our angular velocity equals 2 multiplied by 3.142 over 2. So 2 divided by 2, we are now left with 3.142. So angular speed and velocity, because angular speed and velocity is the same. I hope you know that. Angular speed and velocity is the same for those that don't know. So our answer is 3.142. We can't leave it like that. We have to add the unit. The unit of velocity is meter per second, and that is the same for speed. 3.142 meter per second is the correct answer. So let's check our option. We can find it in option C, 3.142 meter per second. I hope you are jotting down the formula. So once you see this kind of question and you forget the formula, you can quickly check through your notes and solve it. Question 42. A car moves in a circular path. A car moves in a circular path with a radius of 5 meters and angular speed of 2 radians. Calculate its linear velocity. The formula for linear velocity is radian multiplied by angular speed. The formula for angular speed is 2 pi over t. But the formula for linear velocity is radian multiplied by angular speed. So what is our radian? Our radian is 5 meters. Multiplied by our angular speed is 2 radian. So our velocity equals 5 multiplied by 2 is 10 meters per second. Don't forget the unit. And if you check our option, you can also find it in option C. 10 meters per second is the correct answer. Simple as ABC. Once you know the formula, just input it and get your answer. So let's move to the next one. Question 43. The Earth is 6.4 times 10 raised power 5 meter. The escape velocity of a satellite from the Earth is. You can't just solve this question by picking a random answer. You have to know the formula. Escape velocity has a formula. So let me give you the formula so you can solve the question and make sure you drop the answer in the comment section. So the formula for escape velocity is written as V escape velocity equals 2 square root G R E. I will explain to you guys. This is the escape velocity. 2. This G represents gravity. I know, and I hope you know, gravity is constant. Gravity equals 10 meter per second square. Gravity is constant. Acceleration due to gravity 10 meter per second square. And this R represents radius of the Earth. Radius of the Earth. They say the Earth is. So this is the radius of the Earth. 6.4 times 10 raised to power 5. So we know our value now. So let's input. So our escape velocity equals 2. This gravity is 10 multiplied by our radius. We will now change it to standard form. So it now be 640000050 10 raised to power 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you understand that now. So our V equals 2 times 10 times 64000. Let's bring it here. 2 times 10 is 20. And 20, V equals 20 multiplied by 6400000. So our velocity, our escape velocity equals 20 multiplied by 64 is 1280. You can press your calculator to check that. So now 1280 with these zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the square root, you can press your calculator to check. The square root of 128,000,000 is 113.113.7085. So let's start our counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will now be 1 V, which is escape velocity equals 11.3 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. It will now be 10 raised to power minus 4. Counting to the back. That's 10 raised to power minus 4. Let's check our option. Wait, it will be 10 raised to power 4, not minus 4. It should be 10 raised to power 4, not minus 4. So option D is the correct answer. So make sure you note this formula. Question 44. This is a question on projectile. I'll be dropping a video soon on the topic projectile. So I want you to be very attentive here. So question 44. A projectile is fired from the ground level with a velocity of which is the initial velocity. I hope you understand. From the ground level with a, so it's you can say it is at rest. It's from the ground level with a velocity of 300 meter per second. So our u, which is the initial velocity, is 300 meter per second at an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal. Calculate the time taken to reach the maximum height. We have 4 formulas to solve question on projectile. But I'll be giving you one based on this question. If you really want more, I'll be dropping the video on projectile soon. So make sure you stay tuned and watch the video to understand more on projectile. So the formula to calculate the time taken to reach the maximum height is C, which is the time taken, equals U sine theta all over G, which is the gravity. Acceleration due to gravity is 10 meters per second. It's always constant. Our t, which is time taken, equals, what's our u? Our u is the initial velocity, which is 300, multiplied by our sine 30. Why is it 30? At an angle of 30 degrees. So our theta is 30 degrees. So all over our g, which is 10. So let's divide. 0 cancel 0. So we are now left to take. So our t equals 30 multiplied by sine 30 is 0.5. Sine 30 is 0.5. You need to know sine 30, sine 60, cos 30, cos 60, tan 30, tan 60. It's very important because they can add this kind of question. The calculator JAMB put on their system does not have sine, it does not have cos. So you need to know it off edge. If you want me to draw video on this particular degree, sine 30, sine 60, cos 30, if you want to know the trick to calculate, just drop it in the comment section and I'll make a video on it. So let's multiply. Our t equals 30 multiplied by 0.5 is 15. And we can't leave it like that. Time is measured in seconds, so it will now be 15 seconds. So let's check our option. You can find it in option C. 15 seconds is the correct answer. So guys, let's move to the next one. Question 45. A bullet is fired at an angle of 30 degrees to the vertical with a speed of 50 meters per second. Determine its maximum height reached. So this is also under projectile. I have treated the question earlier, which is under projectile, when we have to find the time taken, which I give the formula as u square sine theta, u sine theta over g. But the formula of maximum height is h max equals u square sine square theta over 2g over 2g. First one, which is time taken, the formula for time taken is u sine theta over g. For h max, maximum height, is u square sine square theta over 2g. So our u is 50. Our u is 50 square sine square 30 all over 2 times 10. Our g is 10. So our h max equals 50 square is 2500 multiplied by sine square 30 all over 2 multiplied by 10 is 20. So our h max equals 25 multiplied by, what do we do here? It might seem confusing. The thing you need to do here is to write sine 30 times sine 30, sine square 30. If you find yourself in this kind of situation, you just write it as sine 30 multiplied by sine 30. I hope that is clear now. Divided by 20. So 0 cancel 0. 2 divided by 250 will give us 125. So it's equals to h max, which is maximum height, equals 125 multiplied by sine theta, sine 30. Sine 30 is 0.5, and another sine 30 is also 0.5, which equals 125 multiplied by 0.5 multiplied by 0.5 will give us 31.25 meter. You can press your calculator to confirm that. I hope that is clear. So let's check our option. Yeah, we can find it in option A, 31.25 meter. So let's move to question 46. Two cars moving in the same direction have 100 and 130 kilometers per hour. What is the velocity of the faster car as measured by an observer than the slower car? So how do you identify the faster car and the slower car? By the distance they cover. One cover 100, one cover 130. You should know that the faster car covers the highest which is 130, and the slower car covers 100. So when solving for same direction, it is written as velocity AB, which equals VA minus VB for same direction, for same direction. But for opposite direction, assuming we have to find, assuming they say two cars moving in opposite direction, this is the formula we are going to use. VAB equals VA minus VB for opposite direction. I hope that is clear. No, plus. Yeah, for opposite direction. I hope that is clear. For opposite direction, you add the velocity of the faster car with the slower car. But for same direction, you minus. So our VA is 130 km per hour minus our VB, which is the slower car, is 100. So 130 minus 100 will give us 30 km per hour. I hope that is simple and clear. So let's check our option. Yeah, you can find it in option D. 30 km per hour is the correct answer. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, or if you are a new viewer just coming across this video, make sure you subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 47. Which of the following is a pure semiconductor? A. Silicon, B. Phosphorus, C. Transistor, D. Carbon. So silicon, phosphorus, and carbon, they are elements. They are in the first 20 elements, but transistor is not an element. The one that is a pure semiconductor is silicon. Silicon and germanium are elements, and both are pure semiconductor. Question 48. Which of the following has no effect on radiation? A. Density, B. Temperature, C. Surface area, D. Nature of the surface. I hope we know that radiation deals with heat. Temperature will have effect on the radiation. Surface area, the area will be more enlarged. For nature of the surface, yes, it has effect on radiation. The one that does not have effect on radiation is density. Let's move to the next question. Question 49. The small droplet of water that forms on the grass in the early hours of the morning is A. Dew, B. Fog, C. Mist, D. Hail. So once you get out of your house in the morning, just try to check any grass in your area. Just try to touch the surface. Small droplet of water that will be dropping on the ground from the surface of the grass. That thing is called the dew. It is called dew. Note that. Question 50. A hydrometer is an instrument used in measuring A. Density of liquid, B. Relative density of a liquid, C. Vapor pressure of a fluid, D. Relative humidity. Hydrometer is used to measure density of liquid. We have hydrometer and we have hygrometer. I have discussed that earlier in our previous episode. Hygrometer is used to measure relative humidity, which is option D. But for hydrometer, it's an instrument used in measuring density of liquid. Subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 51. Cancerous cells can be destroyed by A. Ultraviolet rays, B. Alpha particles, C. X-rays, D. Infrared rays. So cancerous cells can only be destroyed by X-rays. It is being made use of in the hospital to destroy cancerous cells. So X-rays is the correct answer. Question 52. Lenz's law is a law of the conservation of A. Energy, B. Momentum, C. Electric current, D. Electric charge. In physics or even in biology, we only know what we call conservation of energy. There is nothing like conservation of electric charge. There is nothing like conservation of electric current. There is nothing like conservation of momentum. What we only have is conservation of energy. So Lenz's law is a law of the conservation of energy. Conservation of energy, which is the correct answer. Question 53. Water is a poor thermometric liquid because A. It has low vapor pressure. B. It is opaque. C. Is a poor conductor. D. It wets glass. So water does not wet glass. It is mercury that wets glass. Water is a poor thermometric liquid because water is a poor conductor of electricity. Water is a poor conductor. So option C is the correct answer. Question 54. The phenomenon that makes sand persist when its source has been removed is known as A. Rarefaction, B. Acoustic vibration, C. Reverberation, D. Echo. So let me cite an example. For example, if you make a sound or if you hit something on another object, for example, as you can see, the moment I hit this thing, or if you can find something that is very that you can hit that will make a loud sound, just try it. Once you hit that thing with it, once you hit that thing with it, after that you have dropped the particular object that you hit with another object, after you have dropped it, you will still hear some sound that is still persisting. That sound is called echo. Echo. The phenomenon that makes sound persist when the source has been removed is known as echo. So echo is the correct answer. So guys, make sure you check the description in order to participate in the quiz. There's a quiz there, quiz link there for you, so you can participate and you can check how well you perform, so you can know your strength and your weakness. So guys, let's move to the next one. Question 55. An electric heater with a PD of 240 volts. This PD means potential difference of 240 volts connected across its terminal has a total resistance of 960 ohms. This symbol represents ohms. Find the power rating of the heater. So the formula to solve this kind of question is P equals V all over R. This P represents our power. We have to find our power rating. This V represents voltage. This is the potential difference of 240 volts. For an R is the total resistance of 960 ohms. So let's input our value. So P equals, our V is 240. The formula is P is equal to V square R. Don't forget to put the square. All over our R is 960 ohms. Put the square. So our P equals 240 square. Press your calculator. 240 square is 57600 all over 960. So our power rating equals, let's divide it. 57600 divided by 960. It will give us 60. But you can't leave it like that. What is the unit of power? The unit of power is watt. So you are going to add it. The unit of power is watt. So our answer is 60 watts. So let's check the option. And we can find it in option C. 60 watts. Question 56. The SI unit of pressure is A. Newton, B. Newton per meter, C. Newton per meter square, D. kilogram meter per second square. So pressure, we need to first know the formula for pressure. The formula for pressure is force over area. And the unit for force is Newton, while the unit of area is meter square. Meter square. So if we add it together, that will be pressure equals Newton per meter square. I hope you understand that now. Just a simple thing. So If we check our option here, we can find meter per meter square in option C, which is the correct answer. And we also have another unit for pressure, which is also known as PA. Which is also known as PA. So Pascal, this PA is also another unit for pressure. So if you are given a question and you don't find this, you can also rep and you find this, you can pick this because this is also correct. So guys, let's move to the next one. An electric iron is rated 1000 watts, 230 voltage. What is the resistance of its element? So we have our P, which is the power. We have our voltage, but we are looking for our resistance. Just like similar to this question, but here we have to find our power, but here right here we have to find our resistance. So what do? Just write out the formula. P is equal to V over R. What do I say? You should not forget the other time. This square, don't forget to put this square. Once you don't put the square, there's no how you can get the answer correctly. So our P equals, what's our V? Our V is 230 and our P was 1000 equals V square is 230 square all over R. So let's cross multiply. So 230 square, 230 times 230 equals 1000 R. So we have divided by 1000 divided by 1000. So 1000 will cancel 1000, we'll now be left with R equals. So let's press our calculator. 230 multiplied by 230 will give us 5000, will give us 52,900. So let's divide it by 1000. That will be 52.9. 52.9. That is the correct answer, but it is not correct if you don't add the unit. The unit of resistance is ohms. If you forget unit, there's no how you get the answer. The unit of resistance is ohms. So the correct answer is 52.9. And if we check our option, yes, we can find in option C, 52.9 ohm, which is the correct answer. Question 58. The instrument that measures both AC and DC is A, an inverter, B, a current balance, C, a moving coil ammeter, D, a moving iron ammeter. So the instrument that is used to measure AC, alternate, this AC means alternate current and DC means direct current. The instrument that measures both alternate current and direct current is the moving iron ammeter. So what is ammeter? Ammeter measures the current flowing through a circuit. So circuit, that's the formula for, that's the function of ammeter. So a moving iron ammeter is an instrument that measures both AC and DC. If you haven't subscribed and you are watching up to this moment, make sure you subscribe as we move to the last part. Question 59. You can see this diagram. We have our 4.0, which is the ampere. We have 3 ohms here and we have 6 ohms here. So calculate the EMF of the cell in the above circuit, which if its internal resistance is negligible. So let's calculate here. We need to know our total resistance before we can know our EMF. I hope you know that the EMF is also known as the voltage. We are looking for the voltage. So our I, which is the current, is the 4 ampere. So let's solve for internal, let's solve for total resistance because we have two resistance, 6 and 3. So I will look for our V. So let's solve total resistance Y over R. This RT means total resistance equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 because we have 2. Assuming we have 3, we add 1 over R3. Assuming we have 4, we add 1 over R4. So our RT equals our R1 is 3 plus our R2 is 6. So let's divide. 6. 6 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2, sorry, plus 6 divided by 6 is 1, which equals 2 plus 1 is 3 all over 6. It will now change to 6 all over 3. 3 divided by 6 equals 2 ohms. I hope you know that. Once you get the value, once calculating under this kind of topic, you have to bring the denominator to up and take the numerator to the down. I hope you understand. So that's what we do here, and we divide and we get our 2. So the formula to calculate for voltage is V equals IR. Our I is 4 multiplied by our R. Our R is 2, which is the total resistance, is 2. So V equals 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. Our answer is 8. 8. So let's check the options. 8 voltage. Yeah, 8 voltage is the correct answer. I hope you understand that now. If you need more understanding, just rewatch this part. Question 60, which is the last question for episode 3. A satellite revolving around the Earth is kept on its orbit by A. Frictional forces, B. Centripetal and centrifugal forces, C. Centrifugal forces only, D. Centripetal forces only. So a satellite can keep revolving only by centripetal and centrifugal forces, because centripetal forces, it is the inward rotation, while centrifugal forces is the outward rotation. So to keep a satellite revolving around the Earth is kept on its orbit by centripetal and centrifugal forces. It does not have anything to do with frictional forces, and it is not only centrifugal, and it is also not only centripetal. It is both centripetal and centrifugal. So we have come to the end of this video. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. See you in episode 4.